Knowing how to remove your information from the internet puts you back in control. Data brokers are constantly scraping public records and any other sources where your information might be. This lets them then publish that information for anyone to find. It leaves you exposed to spam, scams, and it puts your finances and family at risk. The fact is this: if you're online, then your private information is too, unless you know how to remove it. Now, there are multiple ways to get this done, some better than others, and I've extensively tested them all. With all these findings, I will rank them from worst to best. Get ready to learn how to save time and headaches when you find your personal information online and want it removed. And don't forget to check out the description below for some discount codes to save big on some of our favorite services that we'll go over. This helps support the channel at no cost to you, which we always appreciate. Your personal information may appear on several or hundreds of different websites. One way to remove the information is to check each and every individual site that you want this information removed from. Wherever it appears, you will need to submit an opt-out or a takedown request, which can be buried somewhere on the website through many links, or you'll have to send an email to this website, which is rarely easy. You will then need to confirm that your information was actually taken down, which can take several days to weeks for this to actually happen, and you need to check back in periodically. After doing this for one site, you need to repeat the process multiple times depending on how many sites you have found your information on. Plus, something data brokers can do is republish or rescrape your information so that they can post it back up on the sites again, which is something they often do. So you need to check back periodically and make sure that your information is taken down and it stays down, which can be a headache. Doing it yourself, I would say, is the worst way possible. You have to spend hours and it's labor intensive combing through all these sites. You then have to make sure that the takedown request was honored. And going through my testing, it was frustrating. Even worse, I couldn't even find every site that had my data, nor did they often comply with my takedown request. Overall, wouldn't recommend. Your other option is to find a data broker removal service, which, like it says, it will go through, find your information, submit the takedown request, and assure that the takedown request was honored. Everything outlined from the initial steps, they go through automatically and on your behalf. All you have to do is put in detailed information and answer some questions, and it'll then take you through the process. You save a lot of time by outsourcing this search and submit process to someone else. They do it on your behalf, and rather than doing it by yourself, you do get a team that is dedicated to making sure that your information is off these data broker sites. Any data broker removal service is better than going at it alone, but the services do range widely in quality. I've put major service providers to the test, from OneRep to Incogni to DeleteMe and Optary. By signing up and tracking how easily, effectively, and extensively, while also quickly, they go through this process to get my personal information off the internet. So let's start off with OneRep. This, I would say, scored the lowest. It found the least information on the sites, and it scored the least as far as getting my information actually removed. The interface and the customer service also leave a lot to be desired of. Optary found 119 sites where my personal information was, and it has the lowest startup cost with a free tier. It's not a terrible option. However, Optary leaves a lot on your shoulders, meaning it does limit the amount of takedown requests it will submit on your behalf, and then the rest you'll have to do custom takedown requests. If you are on a budget, but you want to get your information removed, Optary is the way to go. There is a low budget option, but there are paid options as well where you can get more expansive coverage and therefore more of your information removed. OneRep and the free version of Optary are helpful, but I found faster, easier, and more effective services that will get your information off the internet. A quality data broker removal service not only works hard to get the information off the internet, but it gets you results. My testing revealed several services that excel in both fronts. First up, we have Incogni. It's one of the newest data broker removal services on the market, but it is backed by Nord and Surfshark, which are two major players in online privacy and protection. My testing found that Incogni covered 171 data broker sites. It worked really hard and fast to get my exposed information taken down as quickly and effectively as possible at an affordable price that is less than most competitors on the market. The things that it could work on though, however, are customer service. But overall, it is a solid service. DeleteMe is another option. In fact, it's one of the oldest data broker removal services on the market. With a vast knowledgeable team backing it, it covers 700 sites, which is by far the most covered by any service out there. In my testing, Delete Me did very well at finding my information, getting it taken down, and following up. It was also really easy to use, and the customer service was great. So as far as any option, I think Delete Me will suffice for anyone that chooses this. Delete Me and Incogni are clear choices you can go with to find more of your data on the internet and get it removed, while also saving time. Also, don't forget, check out the description below for some discount codes to save you some money while making some of these decisions on which data broker removal service you want to go with. But maybe you have a bigger goal. Perhaps you want to protect not only the information that is online by getting it removed, but also your identity, your finances, and your family while you're traversing cyberspace. With that, I would say that getting your information removed is a great first step, but there's much more to this. You also need tools like identity theft protection, antivirus protection, and virtual private networks, or VPNs. There are a lot of ways to piece this protection together. Who knows how many subscriptions you're gonna need, how many things you need to piece together, or how many dashboards you need to traverse, which could leave some gaps to your protection exposed. Just like I revealed earlier, DIY approaches aren't the most effective ways to do this. And through my testing, I've found the best way to get comprehensive coverage for these things without leaving much of a gap in your protection. And it looks like this. Aura offers a collection of online tools rolled into a simple package. It's a great way to check multiple boxes, meaning with Aura, you get identity theft protection, you get parental controls, and also data broker removal services. While I will say that their data broker removal services leave a little bit to be desired, you can easily pair it with something like Delete Me to get more expansive coverage, all in one simple package with just going with 2 services. This will minimize your exposure while traversing cyberspace. The final brick on the wall is having a physical passkey like YubiKey, meaning in order to be granted access, you need to have this physical passkey to have that approved, which can reduce cyber attacks or online fraud because, well, you need that physical passkey in order to be granted access. So it reduces that risk. Putting all these pieces together while also still maintaining awareness, you really reduce the risk of you having online scams or fraud happening to you. Of course, you need to be aware of things like phishing, but it makes you a really hard target, meaning people might go on to easier victims and leave you alone. Check out the description below for some discount codes and save big on comprehensive coverage like Aura or Delete Me, and we'll see you on the next one.